Appreciate y'all. We love y'all. I'm Jamar McKeel.
I'm James Joe.
And y'all just got served with J&J Sports. Happy New Year.
Shout out to J&J. So I just want to send a shout out to J&J Sports for having me once again.
Watching content like what y'all put up. So yeah, let's rock and roll, brothers.
What's up, everybody? It's your sports analyst, Jamar McKeel, my favorite co-host,
James Joe.
and y'all finna get served with J&J Sports episode 141. Tonight, we got a very special guest, man. I'm gonna let him introduce himself, man. Let him know who you is, Mr. Davis.
Hey, how you guys doing? My name's Rico Davis. I've been involved with sports for so many years. Started off as a runner, for the ones who's been in the sports industry for a while, they kind of know what a runner is. And I became vice president of a sports agency. And, we represented from NFL to the NBA players and many guys overseas. Then I also became a sports commentator on CW17, where I cover a lot of the ABA basketball. I also was a sideline reporter for the arena football games as well. So I did a lot of sports commentating on television. So when it comes to sports, I know a lot.
Oh yeah, man, definitely happy to have you on. And we definitely want to hear some of your intake on the sports topics that we got tonight, man. First one, man, I know you mentioned we were talking about NIL, and you kind of shared your thoughts about how you felt about how they're we know they're getting paid, but just do you feel like how do you feel like that process right now? Do you feel like that's still a good idea for them getting paid?
When I graduated from college, I had to write an essay. My essay, and I looked at it the other day in storage. My essay was on how I feel college athletes should get paid. Now, this was back in the early 2000s. And I remember, I don't know if you guys remember the Banano brothers that used to play basketball for UCLA.
Yeah.
They were fighting against the NCAA. They were trying to say, hey, I think one of them was like a car salesman. I forgot what the other one was. But financially, they wasn't really making the money that they feel they should. And they brought to the attention that, hey, I can literally, not only me, my kids can go and play this NCAA game. My name is on there. They're selling thousands and thousands, making millions and millions of dollars of those video games, them 2Ks or whatever, and their name, their image, all that's on there, and I don't get a nickel. But see, what the problem is, what most people don't look at. If you look at your scholarship, and you got to think about it, we all did this. You 18 and 19 years old, and they put a scholarship in front of you. First thing you want to do is put your name on it. But in the small print, it says that we are going to be able to use your name, your image, and your likeness forever. So you just basically sign your life away. But that's what they have in that scholarship. That, yes, we're going to give you the scholarship, but for the rest of your life, we're going to use your name and image. And now, fast forward all these years later, I always remember Charles Barkley said it best. Man, I was just born too early. Because of the way they're giving out this money now. Now, is it good for sports? No, it's not. Because right now, you can't really say, I want to support a team, because that team that you like to support, that kid is going to go to the next highest bidder. So it's not even about the game anymore. It's all about the dollars. Now, when you get to the next level, like the pros, we know it's about the dollars. And at that point, it's really about the incentives, because everybody can get a $5 or $10 million signing bonus, because that's the money that's guaranteed. But it's those incentives. And I mean, people used to always say, yeah, a lot of the sports is fixed and this and that. As a former sports agent, I never wanted to look at it like that. But sometimes I sit back and I wonder, is it or is it not? Because everything is involved with money, even down to Vegas. You know what I mean? It's not rocket science. We all see it. There are guys that are sitting down. It's not because that guy wants to sit. It's a decision that's made and higher up that you need to sit down. Yeah. Well, coach, I could have just go 30. No, I'm assuming this. No, the bookkeeper said you need to be under 20 because somebody's about to lose millions of dollars. Now that's making the game bad.
Yeah.
Because if I'm a person that works hard and I am a diehard, I'll just say a Utah Jazz fan, and I finally get to see my player play, and he's sitting down just like I'm sitting down, and he's only sitting down because he's not allowed to score more points. See,
Yeah.
it's too much, too many people having their hands in there. I want to get back to where, to me, like that late 80s and that 90s basketball game when, to me,
Yeah.
it was real. To me, guys was not playing for well, everybody was playing for a ring, but it wasn't chasing a ring. Like I would use Michael Jordan, for instance.
Right.
You know, he stayed on that team and he got rings after rings after rings. I respect people like Patrick Ewing and John Stockton and Karl Malone. They didn't chase rings. They kept that chemistry together.
Right.
Now, you know, the new generation, well, I don't look like I'm going to score that many points in this game. Oh, they offer me more money. Let me go and try to chase a ring. You know,
Right.
everything's
Yeah.
about money now. So now with the NIL deal, do I feel they should get money? Yes. Because when you look at the NCAA and the amount of money, not just from the fans, the TV deals is where you really get most of your money from. And
Yeah.
I always say, if for a major university, say you got two SEC playing against each other, that's prime time. There are millions and millions of dollars involved because the athlete don't have time to get a job. So how else he's going to be able to take care of some of his needs? Now, they're throwing out millions of dollars. I don't see a problem with it because the NCAA is making millions of dollars, but
Right.
there needs to be some type of cap. It needs to be some type of cap to where this guy here is not making 6 million and I'm making 5 million or I'm making 2 million. Honestly, if I had control of it, I feel like, hey, if there's 10 players on this team, all 10 can get $1 million. Because when a player start making more money than the coach, the player is not going to respect that coach.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. And that's why I feel why Nick Saban got out of the game, because it's gotten so oversaturated to where you can't teach and mentor young men. Because the first thing he gonna say is, well, I make more than you and somebody just offered me a better deal and I'm gone. So there needs to be a structured system when it comes to the NIL.
Oh yeah, that's all great points, James. How you feel about it, man? Just like some of your intake. How you feel about it?
I definitely agree about there needing to be, some sort of plan or guardrails in place that is going to, keep everything fair and definitely keep it competitive. And I was kind of curious about like the multi-sport athlete, because, we've seen that throughout the years. And do multi-sport athletes get paid for like extra sports if there's like basketball and football?
Yeah, they should, because if you got a high profile player, the first thing you want to do is make sure you get insured. So if he's a quarterback, you want to make sure there's an insurance policy on that arm or any other sport. So yes, in every sport that you play, which is very rare, it's probably gonna be two. I don't never really see a phenom playing like three sports. It's usually going to either be like baseball and football. What else? Yeah, you can get a couple of.
That's all I really see too.
Football.
Yeah.
It's very rare. It's a few of those. So yes, if they are going to play two sports, then yes, they deserve it.
Absolutely. I agree. Yeah, you definitely made some valid points. I feel like everything is money based, and me and James talk about this all the time. Even in the league, I feel like some players that I think they give a lot of money too early and they don't really prove themselves, and then they get hurt and wonder why. Like now you just had this player and you gave him all this money. Now he really doesn't care to play. You already gave him the money.
Exactly. And I mean, again, when you start throwing money out like that, you're taking the fun out of the game. You're taking the love out of the game because you're chasing money. You're not chasing victories and camaraderie and just brotherhood. I mean, it's about the money because us three can be on the same team. Man, we boys, we this and that. And the
Right.
minute someone else put something in my ear, oh, I'll see y'all later. But I thought we just try to build this chemistry together. Let's win together.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I do. Like, even when you brought up Michael Jordan and things like that, that's like all culture. You know, that wasn't about money. It was just respect in the game. You know what I mean? So, absolutely.
And when he played, there wasn't no such thing as time management. So you mean to tell me I'm getting $40 million a year and I just played, say 20 games in 2 months. I'm going to tell my coach, you know what? I'm a little tired today, so I'm going to take today off. But guess what? People that work a 9 to 5 cannot say, well, you know what? Friday, I know I just got paid, but I'm going to take off Friday because I work hard for the past 4 days. That's not how life works. So
Right.
if I am a child or a kid that's looking up to this certain athlete, and I just found out that my daddy finally saved all this money. I'm 12 years old and I get to finally see my favorite player and come to find out he's not playing today because he's tired. What that
Right.
says to teaching younger generation, like, oh, so that's what they can do. They just take breaks when they want to. Michael Jordan said it best. I played every game because you never know who saved every dollar just to come and see you play. This man played when he had the flu. We got guys right now that don't want to play because maybe they pop their fingernail. It's just
Right.
it's right now, man. You got to get back to the hard days where, man, sprained ankles. I've seen guys with swollen ankles. They're playing because they love the game.
Yeah.
They're not chasing money.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There's also the issue of people wanting to create their own brands too. Is what you see. You definitely see it at the pro level of people wanting to say like, hey, check out my merch, and everybody wants to have a podcast now too. And I bet that's definitely also going into the college level now too.
Yeah, I mean, I do see a lot of former NBA players and NFL players coming up with their own podcast. Even the entertainment industry, I see a lot of former rappers or whatever, because everybody wants a platform to be able to talk about what it is that they love to talk about. Even myself, I have podcasts, so I understand and I respect that, because if you have something you want to say and it makes sense, I mean, go for it, because for a lot of years, people are always quiet,
Right.
People never wanted to say anything. So it is good that people want to express themselves, and I'm okay with that. And like you mentioned the word brain, I'm all for it too. I mean, they're a major company that's been around for billions of years.
Yeah.
And, they major company, major corporations. And so if you want to brand yourself, I mean, your name is a brand, like Michael Jordan, that's a brand, Each one of us can actually have a brand, and I'm okay with that, because at the end of the day, you're creating an income to support your family, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, I know they've got the school pay, and then there's also the third party pay. But is there are these athletes getting paid more on top of those two things?
Well, during my time, the only way I remember them used to get paid was boosters, sponsors, agents. Now it's NIL, because at that time you didn't supposed to get paid. You can lose your eligibility. If they found out that you was getting certain money. Now it's so open. I think the kid that was at LSU now, who's playing for the Washington Redskins, it was I think it was like an attorney was asking him, "Hey man, aren't you getting some deals?" And he was like, "Nah, nobody never approached me." And this guy, he ended up winning the Heisman. But the thing is, he was a great player. I think he came from like Arizona or something like that, and then went to LSU. But again, it's the name and his image and his likeness. And to me, just from observation, he got up there, he spoke, he did very well for himself. I don't see any problem with you creating a brand, once again, to support your family. It's best that you create a brand and make money for yourself rather than somebody making money off of you, like what the NCAA been doing for years.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I gotta agree, man. All great points. All great points. So you guys, we all feel the same way about this NIL. Definitely, bring that fun back in the game and make it fair, but just all around the board.
Hey, it's James Jerwitz from J&J Sports. Make sure you check out our episodes that are now on Spotify, and shout out to Barracks.
J&J Sports.
Keeping it slick in 2026.